So now we get to the ghetto welfare era. Now 1964, I think, was the civil rights signature, 64, 65, somewhere in there. Now we've been free again. Think about it. People don't realize we got free twice. For real. And so we get freed again. And so now black folks, now the middle class can move out of the neighborhood, because back in the day when black folks couldn't move, you had middle class, poor, and everybody was living in the same neighborhood. Not all of us want to live with each other. My mother did not like black people, and she was black. My mother was real bougie. You ain't like them black people. Unfortunately, she was married to one of them dudes who was them black people. Caused a lot of domestic violence. Yeah, I had a real bougie mom. And when we, uppity, snooty woman. Very fair skin, We would go down south and visit down south, and then we have a southern drawl. We had a week to get ready. Literally, you got a week. Talk like you're supposed to. So that internal racism. Okay. So in 1975, International Harvester, one of the largest factories under one roof, closed. The beginning of the factory's closing. Okay, now remember, we got all these men who got less than high school diplomas, making $40 an hour. What do you do with all those men? Okay? And see, now this other piece around this urban renewal, that's just talking about freeways running through black communities all over the country. Productive communities. North Minneapolis, Rondo, Milwaukee, Indianapolis. They did that because they could do it to black folks. They wouldn't go screaming holler. If it's only in one city, it's an accident. When it's in all major cities, it's on purpose. But back to this factory closing and that kind of thing. So we got the factories closing, and then on top of that, during the early 1960s, is Johnson doing his war on poverty. So now all of a sudden black folks can get welfare, and then some black folks think welfare broke up the black family. But the thing is you can have a policy, and the policy is not bad, it's how it's policed. See, back in the day, there used to be social workers that would come to the black community and do inspections almost every day. Not every blue moon, almost every day. If you're going to get it, we're going to make sure you have to earn it. So we used to have little kids look out for the social workers, like we used to look out for the po-po during the drug era. Mama, the social worker's here. Got to hide shoes. Got to take stuff out the cupboard, because, some of them, bitter. Come in, if you got more canned goods in the cupboard than they thought you should have, they would cut you off. If you had a Bigfoot boy, and it looked like men's shoes, they wouldn't ask you. Oh, I seen them. Wouldn't even tell you nothing about it. Next thing you know, your stuff is cut off because they think some man is at the house. If you had an appliance, could be as simple as a toaster, you could get cut off. Now, the question I always like to ask is this, especially since 60% of welfare go to white individuals, what do you think they would have done if they'd done that in a trailer park? Would they have caught any men coming out the houses, visiting their children, staying overnight? Think so? So sometimes it ain't policy, it's how it's policed. So now, factories are closing, crack cocaine is brought in the community, and we got proof of it now. Or y'all just don't want to take responsibility. So no jobs, crack cocaine, and 3 strikes. So what did 3 strikes do? It took all the OGs, in other words, the adult drug dealers, off the street. When you took all the adult drug dealers off the street, that left children to fill in the void. Okay? And see, when the OGs was on the street, if you shot a child, you might lose your life. Because there was rules. It was all dirty, but they still had rules. I know them well. Because, when you get tough on crime from only one vantage point that doesn't affect you, it's easy to do that. Especially when you get your own president who gets a bag of crack and talk about the biggest scourge in the world, who ended up being the biggest advertiser for crack that we had. Had me believe that crack was something different than cocaine. They're like, oh, that's freebase. That's Richard Pryor drug, you know. And you had the senators believing so much because it's easy to believe when you talk about black folks that it was something worse. So we get 100 times more time for crack than you do powder cocaine. And so now we fill up the jails, and now everybody in small towns get paid.